This is huge. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer quits ahead of trial, the ST trial.
It looks like Sean Diddy Combs has experienced another setback as one of his attorneys decides to withdraw himself from his case.
I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter.
Now, everybody's going to want to know, why did the lawyer quit? And why did the lawyer quit in such a way?
Way in a startling turn of events in Shah Diddy's protracted legal dispute, his principal defense lawyer has resigned. The abrupt departure has left many wondering what's actually happened behind closed doors, citing irreconcilable differences and raising eyebrows across the legal community and entertainment business. Simmed a fresh bombshell information that emerged only weeks before the trial.
It ends up being only 12 days. That's fine. That's what the government wanted to do. The government didn't want him to turn himself in. He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in. But we're going to make all these points again tomorrow, and we'll make it as much as we can until we get him out. So that's all I have. Huh?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Wait, what was the question? We're appealing. We're no bail.
We're appealing it.
Oh, sorry. We're appealing
The departure of Diddy's principal attorney coincides with the worst possible moment as accusations against him escalating speculation about the potency of his defense and the likelihood Diddy may have been forced to rearrange his legal strategy due of internal conflicts, growing evidence, and legal complexity. According to revelations that might come to light during the trial reports, let's examine the current situation, its ramifications for Diddy's case, and what it could mean for the impending trial.
It caused a lot of confusion there with all the lawyers they had. OJ had the best defense team in the world. Each lawyer had a task they were very good at, and they got a chance to implement what they wanted to do in their strengths. In that whole trial, the OJ trial. Now, watching that trial and where we came from.
News broke when Diddy's lead lawyers formally resigned, citing growing tensions within the legal team. According to people familiar with the case, behind-the-scenes arguments over strategy had escalated to the point where the lawyer was reportedly dissatisfied with the direction of Diddy's defense. Diddy's camp is now in disarray as a result of the lawyer's abrupt resignation, which forces him to look for new legal counsel as the trial gets closer.
Combs' lawyer quits ahead of trial, the ST trial. That's the full title says, but man, this is big time. I'm going to see exactly what happened here. Appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right to it.
Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is getting a little smaller as the rap mogul's defense team prepares for his May trial. His attorney, Anthony Rico, respectfully but regrettably requested to be dismissed from his role, according to documents obtained by NBC News. Rico, who is one of 6 attorneys on the case, requested in the February 21st filing to withdraw as representation because, quote, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, consistent with the ABA standards for criminal justice.
If Diddy loses his case, the lawyers get paid no matter what, right? No matter what. So, I just want to go to some of the comments here to see if people are thinking what I'm thinking. Says the lawyer quit because he obviously knows something's not right and wants nothing to do with it. I'm gonna just say this: let's keep an eye on that brother. Let's keep an eye on that lawyer. So I'm just in my mind, I'm wondering, has he heard something? You know, Did Diddy admit to something?
Even more intriguing is the enigmatic statement made by the departing attorney, who was cautious not to reveal any private information, but alluded to moral dilemmas and basic differences regarding the course of action. Some people theorize that recently discovered evidence that was allegedly damning was a tipping point that the defense team couldn't ignore, which has only increased public interest in what might be disclosed during the trial.
Sean Diddy Combs has experienced another setback as one of his attorneys decides to withdraw himself from his case. Not only that, it looks like Diddy is claiming that race is playing into the reason why he's facing charges. Here we go now. Welcome back to the Empire Channel, your number one source for pop culture news, music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news, go live, or we upload. So according to the New York Times, in regards to Diddy's defense, lawyers for Sean Combs filed a motion Tuesday night seeking the dismissal of one of the trafficking charges.
Diddy's team released a statement accusing the prosecution of racial bias and unfair targeting as soon as word leaked out of the lawyer's resignation. However, opinions on these allegations have been divided. Legal experts say that turning the story into biased charges may be a deliberate effort to influence public opinion. But many have questioned why these claims were made at the same time that his lawyer resigned. How credible? Diddy's defense is...
I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think he came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case.
Legal experts have offered their opinions on what might lead a well-known lawyer to withdraw from a case of this size. Possible explanations include disagreements over defense strategies, problems with client cooperation, or the discovery of fresh evidence that might jeopardize the defense's integrity. If the lawyer felt that continuing would be detrimental to his career, this would be a major setback for Diddy's chances in court.
Everybody's going to want to know, why did the lawyer quit? And why did the lawyer quit in such a way that was so damning? Hey, fake Diddy said hello. Now, before we get on it like that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell, and we're going to get to it.
The timing of the lawyer's resignation right after this evidence was made public has raised speculation that it was the last straw for the defense team. If this is the case, the odds are increasingly stacked against Diddy as he appears to reorganize in prosecution, which seems to be strengthening its case. Federal investigators have uncovered additional documents and witness testimony that could prove crucial.
Damian Williams, who led Diddy investigation in high-profile cases, set to resign. The black guy who was reading off in that room where they had found all the lubricants and guns and all that stuff. Him is set to resign. And what is expected to be the first of many resignations from federal judicial posts, Damian Williams, a U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, has announced his resignation, effective at 11:59 p.m. on December 13th.
Social media was rocked by the news of the attorney's resignation, with many people wondering if Diddy's case is already unraveling. Before it even gets to court, supporters contend that everyone deserves a fair trial, while detractors view the resignation as evidence that Diddy's legal issues are much worse than first thought. This split in public opinion is likely to continue as the trial goes on.
Let me see. It says President-elect Donald Trump has announced to nominate Jay Clayton, the former chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, to take over the role. I don't know, man. I mean, you guys will probably know more than I just. Maybe it was one of them things where like.
You adding to the debate, there have been speculations about the methods used to gather and process the evidence. Diddy's group has charged prosecutors with wrongdoing, while investigators assert that all actions were compliant with the law. The defense was apparently overwhelmed by the enormous amount of evidence, which included surveillance footage and financial records, making it difficult for them to provide a cogent counterargument. With the trial approaching, it is now evident how strong the prosecution's case is.
Be a freak and it's not illegal. But you can't force people to do shit. And this is what I'm getting at. When you have a lot of money and you have no accountability and you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do whenever the fuck you want to do it, I think you can go a little bonkers.
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
I mean, he's complaining to a teenager that you don't really want to hang out with. Okay, but he didn't do this. Just so you know, he didn't do this. That means when he's out of money.
He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government...
Okay, that's just dumb. He's not afraid of the charges? Wouldn't you be afraid of the charges? Where are you? You're in Rikers Island. You goddamn well better be afraid. They just executed 2 search warrants. They've got obliterated serial numbers on firearms. They've got videos and baby oil. You know, what he needs is somebody to tell him what the truth is. You are f***ed. You are absolutely f***ed. You're going to prison for the good portion of the rest of your life.
Life adding a strange twist to the proceedings, there have been reports that during the search of Diddy's properties, authorities found a significant amount of baby oil and other dubious items. While some criticize this as sensationalism, others contend it highlights the type of high-risk lifestyle that prosecutors will probably highlight regardless of its applicability. This discovery has increased the curiosity of an already a case. That is sensational.
This morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser focused. He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day. And the spirits are relatively good.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And, you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do. You know, we can't get so puritanical in this country.
Legal staff is changing. Diddy now has a difficult challenge of locating new counsel who is prepared to take on a high-profile, high-pressure case. With short turnaround time, legal experts caution that even the most skilled lawyers would require weeks to go through the vast case files. That Diddy no longer has the abrupt change in advice might cause proceedings to drag on longer than expected, and could also make it more difficult for Diddy to put up a strong defense.
P. Diddy Combs' lawyer quits the case. He's out of there, folks. P. Diddy's lawyer is no longer on the RICO case. According to this court filing, he wants out. Now, whether he gets out, that will be up to the judge. What in the world is going on here? I have a legal document right here. His attorney, Anthony Rico, he has numerous attorneys. This is one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico, and he wants out of the case. He doesn't want to be on the case anymore. After consulting with Mark Agnafilo, P. Diddy's main attorney, maybe his lawyer came to his senses. This lawyer that went out and says, I don't want to be any part of this because he's so scared that he's going to be disbarred or face legal ramifications and repercussions himself. Yes. So ultimately, you know, when a lawyer withdraws based off other lawyers representing him, I don't think the judge is going to deny that request. He wants out. Now, what does that mean for Diddy? Did he approve of this? Did he want this lawyer out? It seems like something is going on here. And, you know, Agnafilo, it's interesting with Mark Agnafilo because his wife is representing Luigi Mangione. I'm just wondering if Agnafilo's next off the case, they're going to concentrate more on Luigi. But you know, in the feds, they got a 97% conviction.
incident has rekindled conversations about how celebrity status may both benefit and impede judicial procedure. Although well-known defendants sometimes have the financial means to retain elite legal teams, they also frequently come under intensive public attention, which can make defense tactics more difficult. Diddy's predicament serves as an example of this delicate balance between legal wrangling and popular opinion. How this turns out might establish a precedent for similar high-profile trials in the future.
This video that we've all seen, and it's a bad video for Mr. Combs, and he said so himself when he gave his apology. This is 8 years ago, and the prosecutors are talking about him bribing a hotel security worker. There was no criminal investigation. This was just a matter of personal embarrassment because he and the person in the video were in the midst of a 10-year relationship. That was difficult at times, that was toxic at times, but it was mutually so. And this whole notion that Mr. Combs is forcing drugs on someone is just nonsensical, and it's going to prove to not be true.
Well, in that video, he initially denied the allegations when his then girlfriend, who was in that video, filed a lawsuit last fall.
Fresh evidence mounting a purportedly phony apology effort and accusations flying from both sides shot Diddy's abrupt departure as lead attorney represents a turning point in a court battle already rife with tension, controversy, and public attention. Diddy is at a turning point in his life, and the fact that his attorney is leaving so soon before his trial raises major concerns about the strength of his defense and the potential for courtroom disclosure of secret.
Not the first time that his attorneys have decided to use race in his defense. So the New York Times continues, they said the use of escorts, male or female, is common and indeed widely accepted in American culture today, they write, to emphasize what is depicted as the non-criminal nature of the conduct. The filing notes that the chief executive of the escort service that Mr. Combs is said to have used has been interviewed in the media and was featured in a Showtime reality series. The lawyer questioned whether any white person has been charged under the law based on similar allegations. The prosecutors overseeing the case at the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York have asserted that Mr. Combs' conduct was far less innocuous.
As the entertainment industry watches this drama play out, the stakes for Diddy's career and personal freedom are higher than ever. Will he be able to recover with a new legal strategy? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most iconic figures? Diddy's team insists they will fight on, but the odds seem to be shifting in the prosecution's favor. The impending trial is sure to be exciting with unexpected turns and turns that no one could have predicted. This narrative is far from done, so stay tuned.